We're going to go ahead and put Interactive Binder page 14 in to get started. So you are going to need to go to your green folder. You're going to pull out a pink sheet that looks like this. You should also have a pink sheet that looks like this. And finally, you're also going to have a white piece of paper that looks like this. What you're going to do is you're going to cut out around this rectangle. You are also going to cut out around this rectangle. I accidentally copied 2 sets for each of you. You don't need them. So you're just going to cut out this rectangle and that rectangle. You are going to cut out around this rectangle. There's a bug, that's awesome. And you are also going to cut out around that rectangle. So give me a minute, I'll show you what that looks like. All right, when you're done cutting, you should have your 2 pink pieces of paper that look like this. And then you also should have your 2 white pieces. You are going to take both of your pink pieces and you are going to fold them on the dotted line. Now keep in mind, you should be pausing as you need to get this done so that you can get caught up to me, okay? You are going to take and put glue on this little tab right here. And you are going to glue that toward the top of page 14. So you're going to glue it like that. And then you're going to glue this piece that says the coordinate plane. Oops, I lied. I'll take that back. We're going to glue this on the top here. And then we're going to glue this underneath it. And then we're going to take and put this piece of information underneath here. I'll show you in a minute. And this other piece is going to go underneath of this one. Let me show you what it's going to look like. So go ahead and pause, do your folding, and then we'll make it work. When you are finished, here's what your paper should look like. Mine are a little close together. You could have spaced it down a little bit more, but you have the piece that's the coordinate plane, and underneath we have our notes. And then we also have this piece here describing the X and the Y axis, the origin, and so forth. You're going to glue the definitions underneath here. We are going to cut here, here, and here so that each of these will open separately. Okay, so we're going to cut them so that they will open like so. And then on the back of page 14, the last thing we're going to do is I gave you another pink sheet of paper. You may need to trim it down a little bit just to straighten it up. You are going to fold it in half like that. You are going to see that on the inside there's a coordinate grid. On the back, you are going to put glue on it. And we are going to glue this down, okay, so that when I flip my paper over, okay, my holes are now over here. I could open this up and we're going to practice putting some of our coordinate points in there. We're going to practice plotting them. And again, you're going to cut that. So when you're finished, here's what it looks like on the front. All of these are cut so that they open. I'll cut the rest of those. And then on the back, when you flip it over, here are my holes. I'm going to be able to open it up like this. And again, I'm going to have a cut here so that I can open each flap separately. Now that we have page 14 assembled, we're going to actually move on and look at page 15. In your green folder, you have a piece of paper that looks like this. In your interactive binder, you have page, it is actually 15, that looks very similar to this. It's a lighter green or a darker green, but it's the same concept. So you're going to take this paper here that you found in your green binder, and you are going to cut out around the outside. Kind of looks like a star. You're going to cut around the outside. I finished cutting around the outside and it looks like this. So go ahead and pause. You want to cut yours out. When you're done, go ahead and start again. Okay, now that you have yours cut out, all you're going to do is you are going to take and you are going to fold on each of these solid lines. I'm going to take each of these in. I'm going to fold as best as I can with one hand on the solid line. And I'm going to continue working my way in, folding each of those like so. My paper is now folded, and you can see that I folded all 5 of those squares in. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue on the back of this. This is a pentagon, folks. It's 5 sides. I'm going to put glue on the back of it, and I'm going to glue it in on the page, the green page in my binder that says multiples. Yours is page 15. Mine says 16. You do not need to take any of these notes. All you're doing is you're putting glue on the back of this, and you're going to glue it in here on page 15. So that when you're finished, I can open each of these flaps up, okay? And notice that when I'm gluing it, when I open it, I can read GCF and LCM. I do not want to open it up, and I don't want it to look like this. I don't want it to be upside down. So I want to make sure that when I glue this in, I'm just gluing this part onto my paper, and when I open it up, I can read all the rest of the boxes is the way it's set up. We don't want it to be upside down, okay? So when you do glue it in, where it says LCM and prime and composite, those two are going to be up at the top, okay? Again, you're gonna glue that in there on page 15, and then you will be finished with that page. We will use that in class.